American railroads are great, no doubt. But I think we all have to admit that some of the European trains are pretty interesting too. For 3-rail O-gauge track, my choices are pretty limited. I missed out on the MTH models, and now they're pretty expensive and hard to find. The Hogwarts Express from Lionel is European, but the proportions just don't look right to me. The locomotive itself is fine, but the passenger cars, they just are a little bit too toy-like. But what other choices do I have? What did people do before eBay, or the internet for that matter? I never would have known that Lima models even existed. A quick search led me to this auction for an item on sale here in America. These are listed everywhere in Europe, but starting prices are way higher, and shipping ranges from $40 to $60 for just one of these. So no thanks. I decided to compare this new model to some MTH and K-Line passenger cars that I already own. If you were to hold the Lima car in your hand, it would be obvious that it's almost entirely made of plastic. I was still surprised that the Baltimore and Ohio passenger cars, while each being about an inch shorter, weigh nearly twice as much. The Lima coach is a little bit wider, but all 3 cars are about the same in height. The K-Line and MTH cars are supposed to be true O-scale, so that means that 1/4 of an inch on these passenger cars equates to 1 foot of the real thing, or 1/48 scale. Italian O-gauge is different. The Lima train is 1/45 scale, so it's close to our system, but just a little bit bigger. The lettering is really well done, and the paint too is very nicely applied. These have full interiors, complete with a walkway on one side and individual passenger compartments on the other. The window openings are much larger than what you'd find on American passenger cars, but I don't know if that's a difference in scale or if Europeans simply prefer larger windows. The couplers are not at all compatible with Lionel trains, but I do want to see how this might work on American 3-rail track. This little bread tie will help me find out. American O-gauge track has a bit of a rounded top to the rails, and the wheels on the Lima car are pretty flat. So that could be a problem. First of all, I was going too fast. Plus, I think the diameter of this inner loop is just not large enough for a car that's almost 20 inches long. I'll try again and go slower this time on the outer loop. This is easily the longest car of any in my collection, and this experiment will determine if I keep it or sell it on to someone else. It's not perfect, but the results are promising enough for me to keep it and continue with further experimentation and modifications. The wheels and couplers will have to be changed, and I'm thinking about adding some weight to the car too. This MTH Superliner weighs nearly 3 times as much as the Lima car, and the Superliner never comes off the track. I think Ferris Bueller said it best. I'm not European, I don't plan on being European, so who gives a crap if they're socialists? They could be fascist anarchists. It still wouldn't change the fact that I don't own a car. Well, at least not an O-gauge compatible European passenger car, but I'm working on that. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And until next time, this has been Bob's Workshop. Take care.